Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're out at the long range with a new rifle system. Today we're not doing a full review of the gun. This is the first time I've had this rifle out to the range. When we came out to the range today, it was just a box of parts. What I want to show you is how to put this system together, and then we'll do a little bit of shooting with it, and I'm going to keep bringing it out to the range, doing some shooting with it as I evaluate the entire system before I give you a final opinion on everything. What I have here is a Remington Model 700. It has a 20-inch barrel, has a 1 in 10 twist. What I want to showcase is this aluminum chassis that you see the Remington 700 setting in. This is an AB Arms chassis. It's called the MODX. It's an aluminum chassis. It's a drop-in conversion. You'll take your barrel action out of your existing Model 700, or you can buy the complete system from AB Arms. But you'll take your barrel action and drop it right into this chassis. It's very quick and easy to do. And you have a modular system now that you can change the pistol grip on. You actually have a pistol grip versus a wrist stock. And you can also change out the different types of stocks. It's currently configured with a Luth AR polymer stock setup on it. So that's what we want to do today, is talk about how the installation process is done, do a little bit of shooting with it at 1,000 yards. I do have a Bushnell ERS. This is an elite tactical scope on it. It has a 34 millimeter tube, 50 millimeter objective. It's variable power from 3.5 power all the way up to 21 power. Really like these scopes. It's mounted via an ADM, American Defense Manufacturing Quick Detach Mount System. And on the end of the rifle, I do have a Griffin Armament RECCE 7 30 caliber suppressor. So let's jump over to the installation part of this video, show you how it all goes together, and we'll come back and do a little bit more shooting. Let's install the AB Arms MODX rifle chassis system to the Remington Model 700. I'm using a standard Remington action with a 20-inch 1 in 10 twist barrel that is threaded on the end for the use of a muzzle brake or a suppressor. I do have the factory trigger system on here, but when you remove your barreled action from your stock, you can take that opportunity to install something like a Timony trigger. Right below my barreled action, I have the AB Arms MODX handguard. This is the chassis system itself. This is where we're going to put the barreled action. It has an end cap on it that is meant for the Luth AR buttstock assembly. This is held in place by 2 screws. Presumably there will be other end caps that will become available in the future, so you can put other stocks on it, such as the Magpul PRS. This is a standard A2 length buffer tube for use with the Luth AR adjustable buttstock. The tools you'll need are a crescent wrench, a torque wrench. You will need to be able to apply 65 or 55 inch-pounds of torque depending on which screw you're applying torque to. I also want to point out that we have an AB Arms pistol grip that comes as part of the kit. Some blue Loctite, all the screws that you'll need to complete the installation. Then you'll need a 3/16 hex key. You'll also need a 5/32 hex key, and then a T15 torque. And that's everything that you'll need to complete the installation. Take your chassis assembly and your barreled action and set the barreled action into the chassis. Use this tab as an index point, which is slotted into the chassis itself. It'll drop straight down in. Turn it upside down. Take one of 2 action screws, apply a little bit of blue Loctite. Drop it in, and then tighten it down. Be very careful not to cross thread. You'll want to apply 65 inch-pounds of torque to this particular screw. I haven't torqued it yet. Now, I have run into one problem. My fathead torque wrench won't fit down into this channel system here. This screw will fit in there very snugly. So I'm not going to be able to torque this one today. To snug it, be very careful. If you're using a T-handle, you don't want to over-tighten it. I'm going to turn my fat head to 65 inch-pounds. Actually, I'm just going to go to 60. 65 is the max, so you don't need to apply the max torque. Because I'm not torquing both screws, it's less than ideal. You do want to torque them both equally to preserve accuracy. Yeah, that won't reach. That's too bad. All right. All right, once you have the action mounted to the receiver, everything torqued and Loctited in place, now you can slide your handguard over your barrel. There's 2 screw holes right here that will line up with this. This is slotted to slide in and should stop at the right point. Just like that. Now you have 4 screws on the top of the receiver that will hold this rail system in place from the top side, and you have 2 screws here in the bottom which will torque to 55 inch-pounds at a max on the bottom. If you have not removed your cover screws on your receiver, you'll want to do that before you slide this handguard over into attempt assembly, otherwise you won't be able to get the screws in. Drop them into the hole. Start them again, being careful not to strip them. Now, this is aluminum, so you want to be very careful about applying too much torque. You can strip these out very easily. Readjust my torque wrench. I'm only going to go 40 inch-pounds. Go back and try one more time. All right. On the top, I'm going to change out my key to my T15 Torx wrench. Have 4 little screws. Again, apply some Loctite. The handguard is now attached to the receiver. To mount your stock, you will want to remove the end cap so you can access the screw hole here in the rear. You can do that by completely removing the length of pull screw, holding the nut and retainer here on this end with your index finger so you don't lose it. Remove this, it'll come out, has a little star nut locking washer, which you won't want to lose. And then you have your screw and locking plate right there. Set that aside. And now this will simply pull off, allowing you access to the end cap. Take your aluminum A2 length buffer tube, screw that into place. Use a crescent wrench. Tighten this guy down. It does not use a castle nut, so you'll make sure you want to get it fairly snug so it doesn't back off. Once I have that in place, take my Luth AR stock, slide it over. You'll see it cut here on the bottom that indexes with the stock. Slide it down until it indexes properly. Set it in place. Take the provided screw, and you will need a flathead screwdriver, which I didn't point out earlier. Let me grab one really quick. Now you can put your adjustable butt piece back together, slide it in. Last thing to do is to put your pistol grip on. The AB Arms has a trap door on it. Take the trap door off, piece of foamy inside there. It's just a standard A2 grip, so any A2 grip will work. Set it in place. And if you're anything like me, I'm always struggling with this, so I'm going to go ahead and put the screw in through the hole first in the grip, which hopefully will make it a little easier for me anyway. All right. Place your cover back on your pistol grip. And now we'll put the bolt in the gun, take it out to the range, mount my optic to it, and we have a completed chassis installation. All right, I have a MDT TAC magazine that comes with the MODX chassis system. Inside of it, I have some Federal gold medal match. This is 168 grain ammunition. Now, because of the 1 in 10 twist in the barrel, this isn't necessarily ideal. The 175s might actually shoot better, but I have a bunch of this stuff on hand right now, courtesy of Federal. So I'm going to put the magazine in the rifle here. Just pushes kind of straight in like that. Lock in place. Safety's in its normal spot. Let's fire a few rounds here at 1,000. Now because of the wind is all over the place here this afternoon. I'm kind of having to do quick reads because between shots, from one shot to the other, I will find that my wind varies quite a bit. With the 308 at 1,000 yards, it's horrible. 308's just not designed for 1,000-yard shooting. The wind affects it a lot at that range. So I'm going to try about a 1/2 mil left hold. See what we get. Okay, I think it was just a little right. Do 1 mil left value. Just checking the wind flags. There we go. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Beautiful shot, almost center of mass on the target and probably about 3 or 4 inches left. Should have a couple rounds left in the magazine here. Yep, hit it again. Just have to wait for that ding. It takes about almost 3 seconds for the sound to get back from 1,000 yards. Looks like the same wind value. Use the same left hold. Yep. Pretty close to center, a little bit right. Clearly hear it ring. All right, so I'm out of ammo in the magazine. I only had 5 rounds loaded. But this thing is doing really good at 1,000 yards, as good as can be expected. Oh, actually, I got a bullet in there. As good as can be expected with the 308. Again, the 308 is really affected. Now the wind flags are almost hanging. So they'll go from sticking straight out to hanging to coming at me or to going right. So the wind is just circulating here in between the trees, which makes it very difficult to shoot this 308 at 1,000 yards. And the 168 isn't necessarily the best ballistic coefficient bullet either for this extended range. So it's really a struggle to constantly read the wind. Yep, hit again. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that on the microphone, but I can see the hits. We'll go down range and show you, and I'll show you how much the wind is actually affecting these bullets at that distance. Send one more. All things considered, it's shooting very well. Now the wind just completely shifted. Now the flags are going to the left. I'm going to wait until they go to the right. There we go. One more. Yep, you can clearly hear that ring sound. And that's the game with long range, is watching your wind and being able to effectively call it and make adjustments on the fly. That's why mil-dot reticles, which this scope has, that's why they're so valuable. Now I'm not dialing in my holds, I'm just using my reticle. A 308 is a great caliber to learn to shoot long range with because you really have to pay attention to your wind. As you step it up to 300 Win Mag or 6.5 Creedmoor, my preferred calibers, the wind becomes less of a factor. 1,000 yards isn't such a long range for them. 308's max effective range really is about 800 yards. You can certainly shoot it well past that. I've shot it to 1,200, but it's less than ideal. All right. Got the right wind. Let's do it again. Yep. Ding. So yeah, this rifle and this chassis system seems to be working really well. I'm going to put a lot more ammo through it before I give you guys a final opinion, but I do love the ergonomics. I like the fact that I have an adjustable buttstock here. Rail system has that 20 MOA already built into it. There's a squirrel at the 100-yard line. Too bad I'm doped for 1,000. All right, here we go again. Let's check that wind. It's more in my face than the right, so I'm going to do not quite a full mil this time. Heard that ring, very distinctive. All right, guys, let's run down range and I'll show you this 36-inch ringer that we're shooting at. And I'll show you how much that wind is affecting the travel of the bullet. The rifle, though, is shooting exceptionally well, especially for its first range trip. So here's our 36-inch ringer at 1,000 yards. This is what we were doing with the Federal Gold Medal Match ammo. To give you an idea, me being a man size, it gives you an idea just how big this steel plate is at 1,000. Now, the 168 grain bullets really, as I was talking about, aren't ideal for such extended range shooting. They're good, really good out to about 800 yards. Once you start getting past that, the bullet is slowing down so much and its BC is such that the wind will really start to affect that bullet. Just a little bit of wind variance can cause your bullet to drift feet off target. Now, we're in a kind of unique valley situation here where we have trees on all sides of us, but we also have clear paths cut between the ranges, so the wind can come in and just kind of swirl around in here. It makes it very challenging to do wind calls at this range. But the 308's doing really good. We have about 60 rounds through the gun so far. I'm doing my typical break-in, which is shoot the gun. And it's really doing good for me right now. I'm happy with the results so far. We're not trying to shoot really precise groups. I'm just kind of winging it this afternoon. I want to show you something else. This is the other target where we're getting the rifle sighted in. We're using some ZQI ammunition. It's just M80 ball. And it's the ZQI that you can pick up at your Walmart store. You can pick it up at ZQIammo.com. I use that ammo to get things sighted in, just to get it, basically zeroed before I moved over to the more expensive Federal Gold Medal Match, not to waste the ammo. I always use affordable 308 when I'm zeroing guns. But we were able to consistently hit a 36-inch ringer at 1,000 yards with the ZQI ammo. It's an interesting point. We were shooting at this man-sized target, which is at 1,000 yards. The 36-inch ringers are just right over here. And you can see we're easily hitting a man-sized target at 1,000 with the Federal Gold Medal Match 168 grain. I'm really liking the way that rifle shoots. It really does shoot nice. I do like the ergonomics of the stock system. It definitely vastly improves, in my opinion, the ergonomics. I've never been a big fan of wrist-style traditional stocks. I've always been a fan of pistol grip stocks, and the rifle is just extremely shootable. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a first look at our first range session with the MODX chassis system from American Built Arms. The chassis sells by itself for $799.99 on the AB Arms website. I will put a link in the description below. And it transforms your Remington 700 into this ultra-modern, fully adjustable rig. Do I like it so far? Yes, I do. It shoots extremely well. We're just breaking the rifle in, but with Federal Gold Medal Match and ZQI ammo, we're seeing very good groups out, even to 1,000 yards. I'm going to continue to shoot the rifle, continue my evaluation. I'll bring you guys along in future videos and give you updates to what I think of this entire system, but so far, it shoots great. I really like the way it works with the Griffin Armament RECCE 7 suppressor. Of course, I'm always impressed with the ERS Elite Tactical Bushnell line of scopes. Everything as a system works together very well so far, it would seem. If you guys have any questions about anything you've seen in this video, you can ask those questions on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/military arms. Also, please swing by and check us out at Copper Custom. If you'd like to support the Military Arms channel, it's the best possible way. A lot of great products at great prices. And please check out full30.com. That's full30.com. It's an online shooting community where some of the web's best content creators post their videos. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you guys soon.